Welcome to Healing on the Mat Yoga Sessions. My name is Nicole and I will be your instructor today. If you have been with me for these last few classes, thank you for returning. If you are new, thank you for joining. I always like to start by asking that if you find this content to be good for you, please like, share, follow, and or subscribe. And just share out to a friend. Let them know what we're doing. If you feel like it's beneficial to you, let your friends know, and hopefully they join in on the party, the good work that we're trying to accomplish, and the feel-good mindset that we want to carry out into the world. So if you have been following for a while, we are reading a book called You Are Your Best Thing, and it kind of tackles shame and vulnerability and all these things that we face in the African American community. What I want to also let the world understand is that we aren't the only ones to face shame. Women as a whole face shame, other cultures face shame, men can even face shame. So this class is for everybody. Our books will evolve just like we will, and our practice will. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that even though we might be talking on a book that has to do with the African American community, it touches the masses, and I like to lend a voice and an ear and a sound of reason to understanding both sides of the story, both sides of the table, and making sure that we respect all different backgrounds. Since we're talking about shame, we know that at first we tackled shame and what it is and how it can make us feel, so we eased our way into it. And last time we tackled shame and joy, and this time we're going to tackle shame and not allowing ourselves to be compromised or reduced because of our shame. Sometimes when we feel like we are full of shame, or when we're experiencing shame, we shut down, we close off, we make our voices unheard, we tuck away, and we just try to hide back so that we're not seen. And in this class, we want to make sure that we're utilizing our whole body and we're doing it with strength and confidence so that we can be seen. So it's very similar to the joy video, but we want to understand that we don't have to shrink down. And this class is going to help us to stand up boldly with confidence and understand how to set boundaries, but understanding that boundaries doesn't mean that we're aggressive or we're angry. Boundaries just simply means that we can set a tone for a way that we could be respected and treated, but we can also bend and fold and lend an ear to other people's situations and circumstances. And we don't have to overgive ourselves to the point that we don't focus on ourselves. So in this class today, I want you to remember, we inhale life, we exhale death. That is the motto here. But in this class, we're inhaling life that is going to restore our body. We're focusing on triangle pose. So that life is going to restore our body. It's going to strengthen our foundation. It's going to lengthen our upper body, just like it did in the joy class. But we're going to learn how to bend and fold and twist just a little more. We're going to learn how to be a little more flexible on our feet, and we're going to learn how to walk with a lot more confidence. So as you get started today, you should only need the blocks. But again, we are going to focus on triangle pose very heavily and different variations of that. So take a minute, grab your blocks, and then we'll get started. All right, hopefully you got all your stuff and your equipment. You only need blocks today. You shouldn't need anything more than that. We're gonna take a minute to sit here cross-legged, and we're gonna breathe in through our nose, exhale through our mouth. Remember that that breath is very critical to revitalizing your body, restoring anything that feels hindered or compromised. And we also wanna make sure that that breath reminds our mind to focus, right? If anything comes up uncomfortable, or if anything comes up throughout this practice that you want to run from, or you want to experience fear and kind of leave it there. No, we want to breathe in. We want to acknowledge any of our thoughts, any of our feelings, any angst in our body, and we want to exhale it go. That's where we let go, and we let that death go. So start cross-legged, close your eyes, relax your face. A lot of times, especially me, and especially as women, we can carry a lot of tension here in our forehead. Men too, if you're stressed about work, if you have a lot on your mind, we can just carry things right here in our forehead into the bridge of our nose, and we want to try to relax that as we breathe. So as you breathe, you make sure that breath flows all the way up your nostril into your nasal cavity, up into your mind, and then down into your lungs. into your chest. Exhale, let it go. And as you keep breathing, see if that breath can travel all the way up and back down into the pit of your belly and blow it all out. Keep breathing. As you bring yourself to your practice, you're letting go the stresses of the day, of the world. You don't come to your practice with problems. Or if you do, you learn to let them go. So right now, it's not an empty mind. It's just a mind that's centered on making sure that we get up restored. If you haven't already brought those palms up, bring them up. Remember, there's life in your palms. There's energy in your palms. One more breath. Now I want you to bring those hands out wide like a T, and we're going to open up. Exhale down to heart center in prayer. Remember, whenever we come back to this place, throughout any of our practices, this is a balance and a center of the energy. Bring those hands out wide again. We inhale. All that energy, all that life, all that oxygen rises all the way up. Exhale, blow it out as we center that energy and balance it right back to our heart. Remember, our heart is full of compassion and love and harmony, peace within self so that it sheds toward the world. And we balance all that good energy right here. Back out one more time. Inhale. Now we're going to rotate, bring those arms out again. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to rotate to the right, twisting that spine. Hold. Back up. Inhale out to the left. You see, once I get down, I'm going to plant those hands and gently press, rotating a little more. If that spine feels compromised, find a release. Inhale. 2 more sets. Relax the muscle. Relax the hips again. Open the chest. Last set. Keep breathing. If you forget to smile, that's okay. Here's your reminder. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Back up. Back down to heart center. And down. All right, bring those feet out wide into straddle position. And right now, I want you to just simply elongate the legs, straighten and lengthen through the spine. Keep that chin up high and breathe. So if you feel like you're slumped back, this is what happens. We sit slumped over at our desk a lot of time. We sit too long. We start to slouch, or sometimes because of shame, we start to hide away and we start to tuck that spine down into our hips. So you want to rotate And I'm sorry, you're gonna extend your legs out long. Make sure you're grounded. You're widening your hips and tilt forward. You should feel a pull, a slight tug in the back of your thighs. Your glutes are gonna build, but they're strengthening, and you tilt forward. You should feel a stretch in your spine. Now, sit back and rise up, lengthen. There you go. Breathe in that length. Inhale. Rise up like a puppet on a string. Exhale, don't compromise the length you created. It's not as easy as it looks. Inhale. And these are the small things that I want you to focus on. Inhale one more time. When you go to your flow classes, this is going to make sure that even though you're moving at a quicker pace, you're still holding on to the connection in your body. You're still strengthening and moving the right muscles. You're not compromising anything. Now we're gonna bring those hands up to our knees, and we're just gonna tilt out from right to left. And you're gonna inhale, exhale each time. So inhale, exhale out to the right. Keep that same length in the spine. Inhale, back to the center, out to the left. Keep going. Inhale, exhale all that stress and tension in the back of your thighs and your glutes and your lower back. Now inhale, out to the right and hold. In full transparency, even for me, this is a warm-up game. I tend to hold a lot of tension in my hips and my lower back. That's okay. Just know that we're all at different spots. There's somebody far more advanced than me. There's somebody that may not be where I am, but remember, that's why we practice together. That's why we're breathing. For anybody else on the other side of that screen that may not be where you are, we're breathing so that they get there. And remember that this is a journey. There's a little release. See, that breath should cause your body to release a little. Keep holding. Now, if you can, bring that left hand up and over. And open up the obliques. Now, remember that your obliques are a boundary for your abdominal wall. And this boundary, if you can see, it's learning how to lengthen. It's learning how to bend and fold. And so when we set boundaries, it doesn't necessarily make us angry. It just helps us to be more aware of who we are so that we can set them and back up in a confident manner, in a confident tone that lets people know, twist just a little. Just a little warm up so you can go to the left side and out to the left, hold. We're rotating that chest or up toward the sky, opening our chest, lengthening our spine, releasing tension in the lower back. But remember, those boundaries, they don't have to be done with anger and attitude and spite. When you can bring that right hand up, bring it up. They can be done with a confidence that says we know who we are. This is what we need. And when we do that gracefully and with kindness, a lot of times our needs are met easier than we think. We're not as combative. Remember, we have an ear to understand everybody's situation and circumstance, including our own. And back up. Very good. Now we're going to go out to the center. So that same inhale, exhale, we're going to go back and forth until we land in the center and see how far we can stretch. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Don't compromise anything. If you need to point the toes, that's okay. But I'd much rather you flex them back so you keep the length in your legs. Back up. Again, inhale. Give me one more. And hold. Tuck the chin. Don't force anything. Just breathe. Inhale. Remember, same breath up through your nose. Into your mind. Feel that chest. Let it reach the pit of the belly. Exhale. Let go of the tension in your hips and your glutes, the back of your thighs, your spine. Let it all go. Keep breathing. Remember, when you get down here, you take a bit of time to just relax, to see what this feels like, to see if your body is speaking any messages to you that you are ignoring. We acknowledge. We acknowledge that our body speaks to us. All the way back up. Very good. Bring those legs in. I'll turn to the side so you can see me just a little better when we do this, but we're going to do the same thing with our legs closed. So again, plant those legs strong, fully extend, try to draw the toes back towards your upper body. And make sure that you're grounded all through your lower body. Kind of sit back and let that tailbone relax into the mat. Your hips are still creating space for your spine. And now you're going to tilt forward, keeping those legs straight and grounded. Now you're going to sit up tall, lengthen that spine, and lean out. Inhale. Exhale from that same place. Inhale. Again. One more. Exhale, you're blowing all that tension out in your belly. Release. Now, this is also a form of somatic release because a lot of us, we have a lot of tension in our belly, in our deep groin. So even if you're up here, as long as you hold on to the strength in that spine, the elongatedness in the spine, and you make sure that you're grounded, that you're grounded through your glutes, you're gonna work those abs in that lower groin. So even from right here, I want you to focus on inhaling, exhaling. You're going to push that breath all the way through your pelvic floor. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, what it should feel like, we're not at wringing the towel yet. That's coming. But it should also almost feel like you're wringing out a towel. You're inhaling. That towel is full of water. Now, right in the center of your body, your lower abdomen, your core, you're working your transversus abdominis. So that's your transverse abdominis. It's the inner workings of your ab muscles. It's those small little nerves that's going to help you build your nervous system and strengthen your parasympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight that we respond in. It's going to help you get rid of all that emotional tension so that we can move forward. So keep going just a little bit longer. Again, wring it out. One more time. Now hold it. Let any tension all through the center of your body start to release. Relax. Sit in that place where it feels a little relief. And back up. Very good. Now we're going to carry all that just a little bit further, because now you worked the lower body, you've strengthened your legs. So now we have a little bit more strength in our base. Remember the roots of those plants. It is strong now, and we can work on growing that upper body so that it has good limbs, so that the trunk of the tree is very strong and secure. Remember that chest opener still plays a part into this practice. But once those limbs start to reach out toward the world and they start to grow leaves and flourish and be giving and nurturing, we still hold on to our strength. We still hold on to the wisdom of that tree. We still hold on to the knowledge of our growth process, right? We all have hard lessons in life. We all have areas of shame that hit us, but we keep growing through it because life is just a big lesson. And when we learn to shed that lesson out to the world just a little more freely, when we learn to walk in a lot of that wisdom and the confidence that the tree has, because this is one of those strong, sturdy trees right by the riverside, right by the water that's getting good sunlight. It's being nourished and hydrated. That's what your practice is doing. It's nourishing and hydrating your whole entire body with breath. And that breath causes expansion and good energy to flow through your body. I'm giving you a bit of a break now. And even though we didn't move very quickly, I know that for some of you that was hard work. So take your break and just listen. That breath is expanding the whole entire body. It's building the nervous system, but it's causing that energy to be able to flow a little more freely to all the places that it's supposed to get to. And that is why we practice stretching, or yoga, as you may call it. So we're going to take this up to this phase 2 before we get to phase 3, and then we'll cool back down. So I want everybody to come up into mountain position. That means you're going to be up on your knees. And so I apologize. I should have told you to get a knee pad. My apologies. If you need pillows, I will give you just a little bit of time to run and grab them. If you need knee pads, please take a moment to get them. But everybody come up to mountain, and we're going to wait for those people. My error, please forgive me. All right, and just like those palms we wanted up on our knees, now we want those palms facing toward the front. And we want to build strength in our spine. Now we strengthen our hips, so we're going to, again, make sure that our shins are grounded into the mat. Those knees are strong, our shins are strong. And the same thing, we're going to rise up, thrust that pelvis forward just a little bit. Strengthen the glutes and lengthen the spine. Keep those hands to the front. Now, this is everything we just did sitting, except now we're halfway up. We're halfway to standing. And we learn how to carry and walk this body in that same kind of confidence. Breathe. I'm going to turn back to the front. Keep that strength. Now, just like me, I have to adjust a little bit. Everything's not clear and free. My shoulders are a little tight. We breathe. We make that breath more relaxing to our body. And this way, you're going to work a little harder and in a little different way. 2 more breaths. Make sure that breath travels the same way. You're really attacking the solar plexus here. All right. Now, you might need your blocks here. You're going to bring that block up tall. And you're going to bring that right foot out wide. Now let your hips settle. Your hips are going to settle The spine is going to settle down into the hips, and we're going to practice that same movement. Thrust the lower body forward so you're expanding the hip flexors. And then you build the glutes and you lengthen. Bring that right hand up. And as you trust that block, you let the spine get longer as your hips stay grounded, your feet stay grounded, and you breathe. Keep the length. Now, if you feel like you're a little intermediate, you can take that block down sideways. Keep breathing, opening the chest, building the obliques, strengthening those hip flexors and lengthening all at the same time. Take a break if you need to. If you're advanced, we're going to drop down just a step lower. Breathe. Let that tension in the center of the body relax. And back up. Very good. We're going to switch sides, bring that right knee in, grab the blocks onto the right side, extend the left. Remember, build the strength in the hips, let that spine tuck down. Now thrust those hips forward just a little bit. Feel the balance and the difference from the right to the left. Now inhale. Lengthen that spine. Yes, I feel it too. I'm with you. Keep the strength in the glutes. Keep the pelvis tucked and bring that hand up. Trust that block as you open up. This is where you learn to trust yourself, trust your body. Yes, it may feel tight, it may feel hindered, but as you keep breathing, you're opening that body up to understand how brilliant it is, how confident it is, how positive it is. Keep breathing. Pay attention to your spine and your groin. Now, if you can, take it down just a little more. You're trusting your body. I know it's not easy. You're holding on to that breath. Even if you all are staying in the same position. Reach and let those hip flexors strengthen and lengthen all at the same time. They relax. And all the way down if you can. If not, stay where you are. 3 more breaths. Last one. And all the way back up. Very good. Bring that left in. 3 breaths. Inhale. Down to heart center. Balance. Out again. Remember, this is a practice on going inward. So if you see me close your eyes, take your moment to regroup. Be proud of the work that you just did. I know that that was not the easiest thing in the world. Keep going. And down. Now we're going to turn out to the right. Bring that right foot forward. Now you might want to grab both of your blocks. You're going to lean into the block. You're going to extend that right leg. You're going to draw back. So draw those hips back just a little bit. Lean down into the spine. Now tuck that pelvis one more time. So you should feel your back kind of round out a little bit. And release the lower back as you drop down just a little more. You should feel that wash rag wringing out those abs and lengthening the spine. Breathe. Again, rise up. Exhale. three, sorry. Build those glutes, lengthen the leg. Now 3 more, you can stay there or you can hold on to that leg. Either you stay here and hold straight or you hold on to the ankle, breathe. You're still wringing out that belly. 2. And 3. And all the way back up. Good job. Thrust those hips forward just a little bit. Bring the arms up into high salute. Reach back. Back up and down. We do the left side. Extend. Flip the toes back towards your head. Drop down in the hips. Tuck the pelvis. And lengthen the spine one more time. Inhale up, exhale down until we hold. If you're beginner, intermediate, you stay on these blocks. If you're a beginner, you can even do this with the knee bent and you can just drop down from here. As long as you keep everything straight angles and align, you adjust the hip. It's gonna kind of accomplish the same thing until you can strengthen. So, drop down. Sit into the hips, tuck the pelvis, and breathe. Pay attention to how each hip or side may be different. See if you can hold on. Breathe. Remember how that breath flows. If you're unstable, that's okay. This is where you trust your body, gain your stability, strengthen. And back up. Good job. And back to the center. We're going to leave those blocks right there because we're going to use them. Bring the hands to the front. Inhale up and down 3 times again. Inhale. Reach. Exhale, those hips should feel stronger. So as you reach, you should feel a lengthening in your spine. That's very good. Remember, that's resetting your parasympathetic nervous system so that you can operate in a much kinder way, in a much more positive way. Keep going. That your first reaction is not to get angry or flustered or caught up in the moment, but to operate out of positivity, kindness, love, and peace. All right. Now we're going to turn out sideways. Everybody put the hands into the ground. Curl those toes and gently inhale, exhale, push back. We're not going to go straight into downward dog yet. Inhale, exhale. Just slightly lift if you can. Release the back of the thighs. Strengthen the glutes and back down. One more time. This is phase 3, part 3. One more time. And back down. Now everybody take that back leg, lift it and swing it around to the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, push up. Now you're going to take those blocks if you need them, or if you don't, you're just going to stay with your hands. If you feel like it's hard for you to fold in a standing position, if you feel like your lower back is weak, you definitely need the blocks. Plant those hands strongly onto your blocks or your mat and inhale, exhale, lift. We're in triangle. Now see if you can extend those legs. Don't overforce anything. Adjust the hips so that they're in alignment. Inhale. Keep breathing. One more breath, an extra one. And if you need the block, grab it. If not, you're going to plant that left hand, or you're going to plant onto the left ankle, and we're going to twist that arm out to the top of the sky. Breathe. Open up that chest. Remember, this is where we learn confidence. This is where we learn that shame does not have to hinder us. This is where we learn to align our bodies and our minds. Keep breathing. And back down, we have to do the other side. If you need the block, grab it. If you can hold on to that ankle, twist out to the left. This one's a little more difficult. It's possible that you could have not needed the block on the other side and you need it on this one. Breathe. This is where those obliques learn that there are boundaries, but they bend and they fold and they're soft. And we allow them to feel stable. And bring it back down. One more time. Hold. See if you can get that nose into your knee. Very good. Plant those hands back down on the ground. Drop back down to that right knee. Oh, I'm so proud of you all. Swing that left up and around and down all the way to the back. We have to do the same thing on the right side. Remember, our obliques are a part of our abdominal wall. So we're building strength in our abdominal wall, but we're also building the ability to twist and fold and turn. And that's creating so much strength in our chest and our upper body, but everything is learning to be limber. Like those trees, the roots are strong, but the branches grow out and they give back to the world. Bring that right leg up and around and down. Remember, if you need your blocks, they're on either side. Inhale, curl the back toe, exhale, push up into that triangle. If you need to step the left leg in just a little bit, that's okay. Or the back leg if you're on the opposite side. Keep breathing. Bring that left hand down. Extend that right hand toward the sky. Breathe. Keep reaching toward the sky. Opening the chest. Releasing that shoulder blade. And down, opposite side. And back into that right knee. See if you can get the nose to the knee. Remember, one side may feel drastically different than the other. Breathe. Remember that wash rag in the center of your body. And slowly bring that knee back in. Very good. Swing that right leg around and back down. Very good. We got one more set. I want you to turn to the front. Bring the left foot up. Bring the right foot up and push up into triangle pose. All the way down. You're extending the spine, opening the chest, strengthening the hips, lengthening the legs. If you need your blocks, remember, they're right here or even right here. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. Keep those feet grounded. Those roots are strong. The trunk is strong. The upper body flows and bends however life takes us, however the wind blows us. Keep breathing. Walk that body to the right. And we hold on, draw back. If you're not able to advance here, you're still on the floor. And walk it back to the left. And now back to the right. Hold on to the left ankle and extend. Right hand up toward the sky. And left hand comes up toward the sky. Open that spine long. Very good. You all, if you need your blocks, make sure you have them. Breathe. And back down, opposite side, walk it back over. Right hand comes to the left ankle, we twist and extend. Wring out the center of that body. And bring the left hand down, right hand comes up. Lengthen out that body. Twist those obliques. Strengthen the hips. We're not full of shame. We're full of self-confidence. We're full of the ability to know ourselves and bask in our goodness. One more breath. We're full of the ability to set boundaries in the softest way possible. And back down, back to the center. One more time. Breathe. If you can hold on to those arms, do so. If you can walk the hands to the back of the room, that's even better. And bring it back to the center. Drop down to the right knee. And down to the left knee. Back up to mountain. Half mountain, sorry. Hands to the front. Inhale. Exhale. And to the front again. Inhale. To the front. And inhale. To the front. Everybody come back down. And sit cross-legged again. Typically after a class like this, we just want to lay out, and I know you do, but I want us to shine in that confidence, shine in the space that we've created in our hips, the lengthening that we've created in our legs to make this a little more comfortable than it was the first time. Thank you so much for being here, you all. As you sit up tall, remember, ground your hips, tuck the pelvis, lengthen the spine. Hold that chin up high, place those hands on top of your knees, and that warmth in your hands is good energy flowing through your body. Remember, if there's any tension in that forehead, release it. Relax your mind. Be proud of the work that you just did, the work that you just accomplished. If your body tries to fight back, allow it. its moments, its tantrums. Sometimes the mind and the body don't always work together, and that is why we join in this practice to make sure that they stay intact. And that we even listen to and acknowledge the body, because sometimes we don't acknowledge the body. Keep breathing. Make sure you yield to whatever it's telling you. Honor and respect your body, all aspects of it. If we understand shadow work, we just understand that there are other parts of us, parts that need to come out. They need to exist, but we might have to practice on when and how. And so we just acknowledge every part of us. None of it is bad when we hinder and focus on the goodness of just existing. Give gratitude to the self that showed up today. Give gratitude to the self that is doing the work. Give gratitude to the self that is learning. And understand that that takes a lot of work and practice. And to some people, they learn quicker than others. And in some areas, some learn quicker than others. But please also give gratitude to the self that is already thriving and has accomplished some things and knows some things and has made it this far. Give acknowledgement and gratitude to the self that has got you here and the lessons that you remembered. And when we can do that, shame no longer conquers us. We conquer it by understanding that everything we have done in life was a lesson learned. And as long as we learn that lesson and grow from the lesson, we will all be okay. Take one big in-breath. Inhale as you close those eyes. Inhale. Exhale it out. Wring that belly out again. One more. Good job. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and may you have a wonderful year of success. If you like it, please like, share, subscribe, follow, and let a friend know to join us. I will thank you all so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until next time, inhale life. Exhale death, and I'll see you on the flip side.